Have you ever wondered why, despite your best efforts to stay healthy, your legs sometimes feel weaker, heavier, or less stable as you age? You might think you're doing everything right, taking your vitamins, eating well, and exercising when possible. But what if I told you that some of the very vitamins you trust to protect your health could actually be weakening your legs, stealing your freedom, and increasing your risk of falls? In today's important message, I'm going to reveal the surprising truth about the 3 worst vitamins that can harm your muscles, impair your ability to walk, stand, and live independently, and quietly weaken your legs after the age of 60. Listen closely, because this information could literally save your life, your mobility, and your independence. If you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. And let me know how I can improve. Here's the vitamin secret seniors must know. Vitamins are often seen as harmless little health boosters, tiny pills promising longer life and stronger bodies. But for seniors, especially those over 60, it's far more complicated and potentially dangerous. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing, processing, and clearing vitamins. What once helped us can gradually become harmful, silently weakening muscles, eroding leg strength, and threatening our independence. Fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, and E can build up in the body over time, creating hidden health risks, unlike water-soluble vitamins that our bodies can more easily flush out. Excess amounts of these vitamins do more than just sit around doing nothing. They actively interfere with circulation, nerve impulses, and muscle function, which causes balance problems, long-term exhaustion, and a much increased chance of catastrophic falls. The most concerning of all is that many elderly people overdose due to well-intentioned supplement use without understanding the combined hazards rather than bad decisions. Being aware of these hidden risks is important for maintaining your independence, mobility, and dignity during the most important years of your life, not simply for improving your health. Let's get right to the point. 1. The hidden murderer of muscles is vitamin A. Vitamin A has long been praised for its ability to support healthy skin, strengthen the immune system, and protect vision. However, few people are aware that vitamin A can subtly turn into one of the most harmful substances acting against your body as a senior, particularly after the age of 60. Unbeknownst to you, what was once your ally may turn into a covert adversary that gradually erodes your strength, weakens your legs, and takes away your independence. Our bodies naturally become less effective at metabolizing and eliminating fat-soluble vitamins such as vitamin A. As we age, vitamin A accumulates covertly in the liver and fat cells in contrast to water-soluble vitamins that are readily eliminated. This silent accumulation eventually reaches toxic levels. The liver can no longer keep up. Bones start to lose density, and worst of all, your muscles, particularly your legs, begin to degrade more quickly than they have in the past. The initial warning indications are not overt. Standing up from a seated posture becomes an unexpected task. Ascending stairs appears tougher than it used to be, and your legs feel heavy after short walks. Many seniors dismiss these emotions as a natural part of growing older. In reality, though, your body is experiencing a deadly storm of inflammation. Muscle fiber inflammation brought on by too much vitamin A causes soreness, stiffness, and weakness. At the same time, it interferes with the absorption of calcium and magnesium, 2 essential minerals for healthy muscle contraction and relaxation. Without them, even basic motions become taxing, and the balance that formerly kept you upright begins to deteriorate. Consider this. Your power is being gradually eroded by a quiet enemy that you feed with every vitamin A-rich multivitamin you take, and every fortified item you unknowingly eat. The fact that vitamin A poisoning doesn't make a big show of itself just makes it more alarming. It develops gradually until you become aware of how weak your legs have become after a fall, fracture, or unplanned hospital stay. And the danger doesn't stop there. The basic core of your mobility, your hips and legs, are especially affected by vitamin A overload, which also speeds up bone demineralization. Bone density is already naturally declining in seniors. It's like putting gasoline on a fire when too much vitamin A is added. Weak muscles and fragile bones combine to cause severe damage, permanent immobilization, and loss of independence. This is why it's so important to take charge now. Instead of naively relying on over-the-counter medications, always check your supplements, restrict fortified foods, and try to obtain vitamin A naturally from balanced meals. At 60 and beyond, your body needs respect, careful feeding, and focused care, not more of what you believe is healthy without knowing the risks. However, vitamin A is only the first of many hidden dangers you encounter on a daily basis. Another vitamin, which is even more frequently appreciated, has the capacity to covertly make your sturdy, strong legs a cause of daily discomfort and instability. Are you prepared to learn what it is? Let's go on. Please let me know in the first remark below if you're still watching and finding these insights useful. Let's now discuss point number 2. Second, too much vitamin D can harm muscles, particularly for older persons who are often reminded that vitamin D is necessary for healthy bones and illness prevention. It has practically become a symbol of good health. The same message is repeated by doctors, advertisements, and even friends. Increase your vitamin D intake. However, few people are aware that an excessive amount of this supposedly miraculous vitamin can subtly destroy your legs, weaken your muscles, and jeopardize your whole independence. Although it's not often discussed, every senior should be made aware of this fact before it's too late. Our body's capacity to control minerals like calcium deteriorates with age. When taken as directed, vitamin D promotes bone health and helps balance calcium. However, excessive consumption, particularly through supplements, results in a hazardous imbalance that overloads your bloodstream with calcium. Hypercalcemia is a condition that goes beyond a test report anomaly. It is a gradual but vicious assailant that locks your legs in a vicious loop of pain, cramps, and extreme exhaustion by stiffening your muscles and hardening your tendons. Elderly people who used to walk with ease now find that their steps are getting smaller, slower, and less assured. The worst thing is that many elderly people who take large doses of vitamin D do so because they genuinely care about their health. They were never informed that vitamin D is fat-soluble in contrast to other vitamins. Unlike vitamin C, it doesn't just exit your body as urine. Rather, it persists, builds up, and reaches levels that your kidneys are unable to control. Overburdened by the burden of filtering too much calcium, the kidneys start to fail. Lower extremities begin to retain fluid. Legs become swollen, uncomfortable, and dangerously weak as swelling advances into the thighs, calves, and ankles. Imagine wanting to stroll in a park and enjoy the sunshine, but instead you're out of breath and your legs are shaking from their own weight. Imagine being pinned to your seat during a family dinner by a frightening cramp that shoots through your thighs just as you want to get up. This goes beyond age. With the correct information and proper balance, vitamin D overload's hidden and disastrous effects may have been avoided. Furthermore, the harm extends beyond your muscles. Calcium deposits in the soft tissues such as blood vessels and muscles caused by too much vitamin D can transform what should be pliable living tissues into rigid, immovable materials. You gradually lose the strength, vitality, and dependability of the once strong muscles that got you through life. Every step feels more burdensome. Every stairway appears taller. Every fall risk becomes more deadly. Unfortunately, elders frequently aren't aware of the hazard until the symptoms are too severe to ignore. Mobility might already be seriously hindered by that point. Ironically, the same thing we work so hard to prevent, fragile bones, weak muscles, and the harsh loss of independence, is the result of over-supplementation motivated by a fear of bone loss. For this reason, no elderly person should ever take large amounts of vitamin D without frequent blood checks and medical supervision. After age 60, your body's requirements vary. More is not preferable. More could be harmful. Balance, not excess, is the way to strength. However, if you believe that vitamin D is the final unspoken danger to your legs, you should reconsider. Another vitamin, possibly the most unexpected of all, can steal your vigor without warning, leaving your legs weak and prone to falls. Stay with me because what you're going to discover may completely alter the way you defend your body. 3. Vitamin E. The surprising danger to stability. Vitamin E has long been heralded as the best defense against aging. An antioxidant warrior that protects your cells, heart, and skin. Seniors have been urged to embrace vitamin E supplements for decades because they think they are investing in a longer, healthier life. However, despite its well-maintained image, vitamin E has a quiet, harmful side when taken in excess. It can weaken your legs, impair your stability, and create the conditions for unanticipated life-altering mishaps. Your blood's reaction to vitamin E is where the danger starts. It promotes circulation when taken in moderation. However, when taken in excess, vitamin E weakens your body's ability to control bleeding and oxygen transport because it is a potent blood thinner. How will this affect your legs? Once rich, life-giving blood starts to slowly and gradually rob muscles of its nutrients. Your leg muscles begin to deteriorate more quickly when they are deprived of oxygen and essential nutrients. What used to be a pleasant walk around the neighborhood is now like slogging through thick, gooey muck. After rising up, you may detect a slight wobble in your step that wasn't there before, along with a feeling of dizziness. A slight slope may feel like climbing a mountain, or after only a few minutes of walking, your legs may feel like they are giving out. You're not imagining it. It is the gradual loss of power, balance, and muscular endurance. And the most terrifying aspect, the majority of elderly people do not associate these symptoms with the harmless little pill they take with their coffee each morning. Excess vitamin E can also directly affect muscle maintenance in addition to circulation. According to studies, the body's natural stress signals that initiate muscle repair and rebuilding may be paradoxically suppressed by an excess of antioxidants, such as vitamin E. Put more simply, your muscles are meant to recover more robustly from modest strains. However, excessive vitamin E can suppress this vital function, gradually weakening, softening, and weakening muscles. This loss speeds up the process of becoming feeble and immobile for an individual over 60 whose muscle mass is already naturally decreasing. Worse, too much vitamin E has been connected to poor neuromuscular coordination. This implies slower reflexes in addition to weaker muscles, an unseen risk while you're walking across your living room, off a curb, or crossing a street. Everything may alter with a single second of delay, a single small slip, and a catastrophic fall. Imagine the anguish of putting in a lifetime of effort to maintain your health only to lose your freedom because to a well-intentioned but unwise supplement habit. Imagine how terrifying it would be to wake up one morning, get out of bed, and discover that your legs no longer trust you. This is not how aging happens naturally. This is avoidable damage brought on by something you were told was healthy. Vitamin E must therefore be handled carefully and with respect by seniors. Always ask your healthcare professional if you really need it and how much you need. Ignoring the claims made on supplement packages might have expensive consequences. Even if these 3 harmful vitamins are frightening, the narrative doesn't stop here. Another hidden danger is a daily routine that is so widespread and often disregarded that if you're not careful, it could be the last straw for your leg strength. Are you wondering what it is? Let's continue. Please let me know in the first remark below if you're still watching and finding these insights useful. Let's go on to point number 4 now. 4. The real price of weak legs and the urgency of taking action. Leg weakness is more than just a bothersome condition. It's not just something that comes with growing older, and you have to accept without question. Your body is sending a warning signal when your legs are weak. They mark a gradual and agonizing departure from freedom, independence, and the life you've spent decades creating. The cost of ignoring that warning or putting off taking action is much higher than you might think. You lose your freedom, your dignity, and even your hope. Every aspect of your everyday life starts to deteriorate when your legs get weak. Simple pleasures like dancing at a family wedding, caring for your garden, or going for a stroll in the park turn into difficult chores. You begin to doubt your ability to meet challenges such as crossing your living room or going to the grocery shop. The world around you gets smaller, more isolated, and more lonely with every step you miss and every excursion you avoid. Feeling exhausted is not the only sign of weak legs. They have to do with losing emotional and bodily equilibrium. More than one bone can break in a single fall. It can shatter your confidence, your soul, and your future. According to statistics, elderly patients who experience falls frequently have to endure arduous rehabilitation, lengthy hospital stays, and occasionally a permanent transfer into assisted living. Unfortunately, a lot of people never fully regain their previous level of freedom. However, the real cost is considerably more profound. Your spontaneity and ability to embrace life are stolen by weak legs. Opportunities to pursue your passions, family vacations, and friend invitations are all tainted by a hidden fear. What happens if I fall behind? What if I trip and fall? This dread eventually builds barriers around you that are invisible to others, but that you experience on a daily basis. The emotional cost is equally high. Sadness, annoyance, and loneliness are frequently brought on by losing one's mobility. Seniors with weak legs frequently suffer from anxiety and sadness as a result of feeling stuck in a body that no longer reacts as it used to. All of this, however, is frequently the result of avoidable decisions and minor routines that gradually weaken the legs year after year. Action must therefore be taken immediately rather than later. You run the risk of losing what really counts: your independence, your vitality, and your position in the dynamic, energetic world around you. Every day that goes by without strengthening and protecting your legs, you're worthy of better. You deserve to be strong, self-assured, and able to live a happy, free life. However, understanding you have to take action is just one aspect of the fight. Additionally, you need to be able to act sensibly, avoiding hidden hazards, making better decisions, and starting over when it comes to strengthening your legs. Unbelievably, the most important initial stages involve more than just therapy or exercise. They begin with the things you put into your body on a daily basis. Are you prepared to learn the easy yet effective adjustments that can help you regain your strength and safeguard your legs in the years to come? Stay with me because what follows could permanently change the way you see your health. The fifth is how to defend yourself right away. Making significant changes all at once is not necessary to take charge of your leg's strength and safeguard your freedom. It starts with daily little intentional decisions that over time add up to significant outcomes. You need to act right now if you want to protect your future so that you can keep walking, standing tall, and living freely. Regaining strength can be made considerably more difficult if unseen injury is allowed to persist for even a few more months. Rethinking what you put into your body is the first and most important step. It's possible that supplements you once thought were safe or even beneficial are now secretly harming you. Examine your daily intake of vitamins and multivitamins carefully. Flip the bottles over. Examine the labels. Be aware that you can be fostering the precise frailty you are afraid of. If you notice high levels of vitamin A, D, or E prior to commencing any supplement program, speak with your healthcare provider. Your body's requirements at age 40 and age 65 or 75 are different. These days, wisdom is accuracy rather than excess. Then turn your attention to diet. No medicine can compare to the power of your plate. Select authentic meals that support your bones and muscles organically. Lean meats, leafy greens, vibrant fruits, seeds, nuts, and lots of water. Make your food your medicine. Each bite has the potential to be a stride in the direction of strength or weakness. Vitamins are found in fresh whole foods in forms and amounts that your body can safely process. However, the abundance of artificial vitamins in processed foods and fortified goods can tip the scales dangerously. The next line of defense for you is routine examinations. Request blood work that assesses your calcium balance, kidney function, and vitamin levels. Don't believe ambiguous assurances. Demand precise responses. Being aware of your current situation empowers you to take appropriate action and make necessary adjustments before minor imbalances develop into serious health issues. This is bravery. It goes beyond simple caution. The honor movement is possibly the most significant. Your legs are living organs that are itching to be used. Walking, stretching, and strength training are examples of mild exercise that keeps the blood flowing, the muscles working, and the joints flexible. There is no need for complex machinery. Simple habits carried out regularly can have a profound impact. You remind yourself, I still need you every time you move. I still have faith in you. And they react. By acting now, you are expressing your refusal to accept a dependent future. You are refusing to let the gradual deterioration of avoidable weakness take away your hopes of a vibrant old age. You are making the courageous and proactive decision to defend your freedom, your strength, and your dignity. However, there is still one more secret adversary that lurks despite the proper supplements, healthy diet, medical assistance, and exercise. One that takes vitality more quickly than you might think and softly speeds up leg weakness. Prepare yourself because what you're about to learn may alter your entire perspective on how to keep your body safe after the age of 60. Your power, your liberty, your decision. Life's path is characterized by the strength of our steps, the self-assurance to move, to discover, and to live fearlessly. However, as we have shown, if we are not careful, even well-intentioned practices like taking vitamins can subtly erode that strength. Every choice we make becomes more significant after the age of 60. Neglect has significantly more negative effects. The body becomes less forgiving, and the margin for error shrinks. Losing muscle is not the only cause of weak legs. They stand for the gradual loss of joy, freedom, and self-sufficiency. Here's the reality, though. You don't have no power. Since you now possess knowledge, you actually possess more power than before. You know it's risky to rely solely on supplements without advice. You are aware that taking care of your legs entails taking care of your freedom to live your life as you see fit, to continue being involved in your family's activities, and to face each day with pride and purpose. It's never too late to change course, which is wonderful news. You may gradually restore the basis of your strength by making deliberate, well-informed decisions, assessing your supplements, giving genuine foods priority, speaking with your healthcare professionals, and treating your body with respect. From now on, every decision you make has the power to either silently close doors or open new ones. Keep in mind that growing older need not equate to decline. It may indicate wisdom. It may indicate fortitude. It may include demonstrating to both you and those around you that genuine vitality is timeless. Legs are only one part of your body. They represent your spirit, your dreams, and your freedom. You possess the ability to face the future with courage, poise, and optimism. You're in control of your life, your health, and who you are. So will you make that first decisive move today? The purpose of these lectures is to encourage you to live life to the fullest and most genuine. I would be delighted to hear from you. Now think for a moment, then share one item you've learned that you want to use in your own life on this path of accepting these realities. Let's help one another. If this video was enjoyable to you, please leave a remark with one. If not, feel free to use 0 in your comment. Your opinions are very important to us. For more videos like these, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like and share our videos. I appreciate you viewing and I hope you enjoy living.